So now students, let us learn about gait of animals. Gait of animals is locomotion or movement from one place to the other in animals. So first, before starting the gait in different animals, first of all, why do animals move from one place to the other? So there are many reasons. First is it helps the animal in searching food. The animals move in search of food from one place to the other. Because plants are autotrophic in nature, they can prepare their own food, but animals cannot prepare their own food. So they have to search the food, and this locomotion helps them in searching of food. Secondly, animals move from one place to the other because of unfavorable conditions. Like there are few migratory birds which move to a warmer place during cold winters. So animals move to avoid the unfavorable conditions, climatic conditions. Thirdly, this locomotion or gait helps the animal to escape from their enemies. And uh, one more point is there, why these animals move from one place to the other is in search of partners for breeding, like that is for reproduction, or they want a safe place to lay eggs. So these are the reasons why animals move from one place to the other. Now let us see locomotion in different animals. So first of all is the earthworm. If I'm sure you all must have observed an earthworm. So the body of earthworm is made up of many rings. There are many rings, or they are also called as segments, which are joined to one another. And it does not have a skeleton, but it has muscle fibers on its body. And with the elongation and shortening of these muscle fibers, that is contraction and relaxation of these muscle fibers, the body of this earthworm moves. And the earthworm, on their undersurface, that is lower surface, they have tiny hair like bristles, and these bristles, they are also connected with the muscles, and this helps the animal to find the grip in the surface where, or the soil when it is moving on the ground. So it has muscles to contract and relax, and it has bristles to find a grip. So how this animal moves, how this earthworm moves? When moving, the earthworm first extends its anterior part. This is the anterior part. So anterior part is front part. So it extends its front part, keeping the posterior part fixed to the ground. Posterior part is the back part. So first it fixes the posterior part using its bristles and extends its anterior part with the muscles, with the help of these muscles. It then fixes the anterior part. Now when it has extended its anterior part, then it fixes its anterior part in the ground and releases the posterior part, and after this it shortens the body and pulls the posterior part forward. So it has fixed its posterior part with the help of bristles, and it extends its anterior body. It stretches its body. Then when it has stretched completely, it fixes it to the ground using the bristles by its anterior part and releases the bristles. यहाँ से from this area it releases the bristles and contracts. What will happen? The body will move forward, and in this way it moves in forward direction. This earthworm actually eats its way through the soil. That is, it eats the soil which is there, which comes in its way. Its body then throws away the undigested part of the material that it eats. And this activity of earthworm makes the soil more useful and fertile. That is why earthworm is called as a farmer's friend. So this was the movement in earthworm. Now let us see movement in snail. So snails has an outer covering which is called as the shell, and this is not made up of bones. And the shell does not take part in the movement of body. Now snail drags the shell along as it moves. A snail has a muscular foot here. There is a muscular foot which produces a slimy fluid which is called as the mucus. And these are the tentacles. And a snail slides on this slimy layer. The foot produces a slimy layer, and the snail slides on this slimy layer of mucus and moves forward. So when a snail moves, first it extends its foot through an opening in the shell. There is an opening in the shell and it extends its foot. To get attached to the smooth surface, the animal produces mucus, and the muscular foot produces a series of wave-like movement. The foot moves in a wave-like fashion, and it helps the animal to move forward. The shell is dragged along with the foot. This shell is also dragged along with the foot. Now let us move to the movement or locomotion in cockroach, or gait in cockroach. So cockroach have three pair of legs. They have three pair of jointed legs which help them in walking. A cockroach can walk also, it can climb also, it can fly also. So for walking they have three pair of jointed legs, and they have two pair of wings which help them to fly. They have two pair of wings, and you can see there are three pair of legs. The body of cockroach is covered with a hard outer skeleton, and it is made up of a very special substance called as chitin. It is hard and the name is chitin, CHITIN. And the jointed legs help them in movement. Now cockroach have two pair of muscles. One pair is attached to the legs, and these muscles help in walking, while the other pair of muscle is present near the wings, and they help in flying. So student, this was about the movement, body movement in case of earthworm, snail and cockroach. In the next part, we will study about the body movement in case of bird, fishes and snakes. Thank you students.